Welcome to the Less Insurance Dependence Podcast. I'm your host, Lester De Alwis, and this show is dedicated to helping dental professionals build stronger, more profitable practices with less reliance on insurance. So today, I'm excited to welcome Thomas Passalacqua, executive coach and founder of SN Professional Pathways. Thomas spent years as an award-winning sales consultant in the dental industry, then led business development and acquisitions at the Smilist and a growing dental group practice. And he has seen dental practices from the inside out, and now he helps leaders get the clarity they need to grow and lead with confidence. So, today's episode is called Clear at the Top Leadership That Breaks Insurance Dependence. We are going to talk about what really holds practice owners back from dropping insurance and what it takes to lead your own way to freedom. Thomas, welcome to the show.
Lester, it's great to be here. Thanks so much for having me.
All right. So you went from selling to dental practices to then helping a DSO acquire them. What
Mhm.
did that teach you about what really holds practice owners back?
Yeah, so in my experience working directly with practice owners in a variety of different stages, it's really not being intentional with the direction of the business or direction of the practice. Many clinicians have a vision, but they don't
Mm,
necessarily act upon manifesting that vision. So,
mm,
what are the actual tangible steps for them and their teams in order to take the practice from where they want it to go? And
okay.
what are the steps to get them there? So oftentimes just that lack of execution on that vision and a lack of clear goals to allow them to grow in the way they wanted to grow when they started out.
Okay. Okay. So is that because of like the goals or the numbers or any metrics that they're stuck in their mind that they need to achieve by this timeline, or what is the actual problem there?
Yeah, I think there's probably a number of challenges there.
Mm-hmm.
Dentistry, especially, traditional owner model, the lead doctor and the team, I mean, they're wearing many, many hats. So they're
Mm-hmm.
mostly reacting day to day or just focused on patient care, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
But there's that energy behind the business growth might be
Mm,
lacking, and the lack of foresight or awareness and intention to grow in a
mm,
particular way. So
yeah.
it's probably a factor of just being so focused on patient care, focused on just day-to-day operations. There needs to be either one or a few individuals or some energy that is driving the business growth as well alongside the clinical growth.
Exactly, exactly. So, what was the most common leadership mistake you saw when evaluating practices for acquisition at the Smile List?
For acquisitions, um, most likely again not having that clear plan or
Mm-hmm.
goal in mind of just kind of observing the practice as it
Mm-hmm.
is or not having the intention to take it to where it can go. Many times a lot of practice owners would just stay kind of in the moment and not look out 3 or 5 years. So
Mm,
it's also having not as a clear vision of what you really want in your business, in your practice,
mm,
in your life, and knowing that there's a lot of different options out there, especially when acquiring practices. There's different models, different levels of partnerships, and different experiences a practice owner can partake in. So I would say intention of knowing precisely what you want for your practice and your business,
mm-hmm.
and then taking the time to just explore those options and not being pressured to sell, not being pressured into, forcing a decision, but trying to be the driver of where you want your practice to be, what partnership you're looking for, and
Mm,
just educating yourself as much as you can on, what do you actually want and manifesting it.
right, right. So, correct me if I'm wrong, just like we have realistic goals, we need to have realistic vision as well.
Yeah, yeah, a vision that yes is realistic to achieve, a vision
Mm,
that is broken down into tangible, steps and tangible
Mm-hmm.
kind of benchmarks that you could work towards and that your team could
Mm-hmm.
work towards that's manageable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and educating yourself on what are the options out there,
Mm-hmm.
not just staying again so patient centric that you're losing sight of the business and the business opportunities out there. So I would encourage practice owners to take some time, some intentional time to catch up on the business opportunities. You
Right.
know, if it's a couple times out of the month, just, who are you talking to? Where are you getting your information? How are you researching? And not being so reactive in the practice, but being a little more proactive.
Exactly. So let's talk about your ascent clarity process. How
Mhm.
does your ascent clarity process help a dentist want to get off insurance but keep stalling?
Yeah, so that process came out of a number of experiences that I myself
Mm-hmm.
personally have navigated, as well as a lot of the clients and the business leaders I consult with that
Right.
they navigate as well. And really, the essence of it is identifying precisely the goal that you want to achieve. And again,
Mm-hmm.
that could be a long-term goal, a long-term vision, or it could be
Mm-hmm.
a short-term immediate goal, say even for the session that we're in. So step one
Yeah.
would be identifying precisely the outcome you are looking to achieve.
Mm-hmm.
Then from that point to where you are at the moment, what are the obstacles in the way? So it's getting creative in assessing, well, what's actually preventing me from moving forward? And then it's pairing the actions to those obstacles because being action oriented would allow you to overcome or navigate those obstacles and pair a specific action for a specific challenge.
Right.
And then as you're making progress through those obstacles closer to that goal, it's reflecting on what's working and what's not. So
Mm-hmm.
that whole process applied to practice leaders will allow them to one, solidify what do they actually want to achieve? What's the goal for the practice? Why do you want to get off insurance? What's the type of practice that you want to grow and in what way? As well as
Mm.
the types of patients you wish to attract to the practice, the types of services, the how your team is engaging. And there has to be a business plan to grow the practice without that insurance dependency.
Mm.
So it's getting really, really specific and granular on how are you going to be doing that, but identifying the challenges in the way when you're coming off of insurance and what to expect and what are the actions and what's the plan and what's the strategy to make that happen in whatever time frame you're looking to hit.
Right. I mean, what we just discussed is having a clear roadmap and a game plan on what you're going to do is
Hmm.
what's important. So
Hmm.
clarity is the first move and strategy follows. And if you are ready to make sure your marketing reflects that stronger practice, the team at Ekwa Marketing, who is also the sponsor of this episode, is offering a complimentary marketing strategy meeting at lessinsuranceDependence.com/MSM. They will actually review your practice visibility and give you a report card on how you look and how your competitors look against you so you understand where you stand. So that's complimentary. You can go ahead and book that from our show notes. So, Thomas, let's talk about how the clarity changes everything for the team. So, when a leader gets clear on that direction, how does that change the way their whole team sells the practice value to patients?
Yeah, great question. Because that alignment will allow everyone to behave and perform in a way
Mm.
that's complementary to that vision. There's
Yeah.
no more kind of siloed cultures or siloed behaviors, if you will, in different departments or with different individuals. Once the clarity of where everyone is going to go and why, and what's the vision, and everyone understands that,
Hmm.
every action, every system, every protocol, every moment, if you will, of that practice then complements that vision. And it's
Mm.
that team alignment which is super, super important because it just allows everyone to embody what it takes to collectively grow that practice in that direction. And that way you're not
Right.
working against each other anymore. And it's all complementing the vision, complementing that goal, and everyone is collectively working together.
Exactly. I mean, it's more of like, you see, then you have people rowing together. Of course, then you can go move forward. If they're
Absolutely.
not rowing together, then you're not going anywhere.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
So,
and that comes again with it with the intention and
mm,
that vision. And as long as everyone knows and understands the purpose and understands
mm,
the goal and the why behind it, you can get everyone rowing in the same direction.
exactly. So, what is one thing a dentist can do this week if their mindset is the real bottleneck?
Yeah, with mindset work, it's getting intentional. So I would say take
Mm,
time, take some specific time where you are outlining, okay, what do you actually want to achieve in the next number of years for your practice or for your business or for, the goals that you have. And if you feel that, well, I don't even have time to do that, then there's the bottleneck right there. It's being intentional. It's stepping out and prioritizing the
yeah,
future. It's prioritizing what is the direction? It's prioritizing everyone's alignment for the team, for the practice. And as long as you just try to stay ahead of that energy and that intention, you'll be able to start coordinating everyone going in that direction. So I would
mm,
say step one is trying to get a little more clear of exactly where do you want to go and
yeah.
taking the time to do so.
Yeah, yeah. I think this episode would be a really special one because we've been granular talking about a lot of things like technology, finance, and then here we have something about mindset and vision, which we usually don't talk about because everything is now, about getting targets, getting goals, or setting up new AI models and
Right,
whatnot. So
right, right, right.
um, so this episode is going to be a real one, real special one. So if anyone is listening in, I'm pretty sure they're going to be very interested to getting in contact with you or even having a conversation about what we just discussed. What is the best way that they can reach out to you?
Yeah, there's a couple good ways. One, LinkedIn is a fantastic way to reach out to me. I'm very active on LinkedIn, so find me there and send me a message. You can also just visit my website, ascendpropathways.com. There's a message board there, as well as my email through the contacts page, so you can reach out to me directly there. And I just want to kind of compliment what you mentioned about, you know, this modern day and age, everyone is focused on the technology, the innovation, the changes, all of that, all
Mm,
the new, amazing, products and services coming out, which is fantastic. However, we as individuals are still at the center of all of that. And
okay.
if we are not sharp, intentional, trying to navigate that as best we can, we're going to be easily overwhelmed and we're not going to be in control of the direction we go. So
Yeah.
it's, a lot of the work I do is on the mindset and on being intentional, where your actions and behaviors are actually taking you in the direction that's important for you and meaningful for you.
Yeah, exactly. So all that Thomas mentioned, the resources will be in the show notes. So anyone listening in, you can directly grab them from there and visit the website and get in contact with Thomas. And Thomas, thank you so much for spending your time with us.
Of course, Lester, it's great. Thanks so much for having me.
So today, the biggest takeaway for me is that breaking free from insurance does not start with a fee schedule or a marketing plan. It starts with a leader who is willing to get clear, face the hard questions, and make the decisions that they have been putting off. And when that clarity clicks, everything else follows. So if you are ready to take action on what we just covered today and you want to schedule a complimentary practice growth audit with Ekwa Marketing, you can book a complimentary session at lessinsurancedependence.com/MSM. And if you're looking for mentorship and you need help with coaching, you can always book a coaching strategy meeting with Gary at lessinsurancedependence.com/CSM. Now, all these resources, even the resources that Thomas mentioned, is in our show notes. You can grab them and you can make use of them because they're all here to help you grow your practice to a better state from where it is right now. So, building a practice that is truly independent takes more than better systems. It takes a leader who knows where they are, where they're going, and is willing to do the inner work to get there. So, the dentists who do that build practices that give them freedom, not more pressure. So, thank you for listening to the Less Insurance Dependence podcast. I'm Lester De Alwis, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode.